What up, everybody? You're now tuned into the true definition of a sports fanatic. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley, back today with another live stream. Man, wrapping up what seemed to be another long week, and it did not help to get spanked Sunday by the Houston Texans. Golly, man, I was sitting watching that game, Mr. Reed, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, the cupboard is really bare. I said, I thought there was a few small jars on the shelf. No, we got one big jar, and that's Trevor Lawrence. And it's bare. It's bare, Mr. Reed. I'm telling you, man. But how are you feeling today?
Well, I'm feeling okay. I'm just, I'm probably feeling like the masses. I thought a whole lot would be changed. And man, I tell you what, boy, this team looks like they got a lot of work ahead of them, man. They got that was a very deflating loss in Houston. And, it's been all kind of Urban Meyer this and Urban Meyer that this week with the USC, and he's over his head. And I don't know, man. I 2 weeks ago, I would have probably defeated all that. But, boy, somebody don't look like they ready for this NFL season.
Man, unprepared, man, unprepared. And I was just talking to people, and I said, man, I put 60 to 70% of this loss, closer to 70%, just on coaching alone. Yeah. Because I said it's one thing for guys to consistently get beat. You put them in position and they get beat. They get burned in coverage. They drop passes. Things like that. Running backs had bad vision, wrong hole. Your quarterback's throwing interceptions, things like that. Okay, I got that. But when you're not even in position to make the plays, that's coaching. And that's why I put on my I was basically Facebook, and I was posting on Facebook, and I said outclassed, out schemed, and out coached, up and down.
Definitely. Put that up and down. Out coach. I mean, it just almost. Well, it ain't almost. It was embarrassing. You can't even. It could be preseason, but let alone the opening game of the season, and you got guys who can't line up properly. You got 12 guys in the huddle that drew a flag. Let alone the opening. You got the first offensive play, illegal procedure. You got a guy break a 12-yard run and Brandon Linder called for holding. I mean, and then your substitutions, you have these substitutions come on. You can't even bring the guys in and out of the game right. It's like you got to burn 2 timeouts just so you won't have a delay of game penalty, and they did it twice, and it's just.
Yeah,
man, a lot of this stuff should have been hashed out during the preseason games. It's almost, man, I tweeted something. I say it looked like the Jaguars put in the game plan like 3 hours before the game.
Yeah,
it looked like the game plan they originally had, they scrapped that on the way to the stadium, and it just looked like they put this alternate plan together about 2 hours before the game. They started moving guys that wasn't on special teams. They start changing out players, and it's just like, man, it just was a bunch. I mean, I never thought I would say that a Urban Meyer team was basically a team of chaos. They didn't
unprepared. Yeah,
unprepared, and as you say, out schemed, out coached, out hit, out played, and all this by a Texans team that everybody projected to be. Obviously last in the AFC South and probably the worst team in the league that probably wouldn't win 4 games. With all of this Deshaun Watson situation, and then you bring in Tyrod Taylor, who just, he's been with so many different teams, but not much was expected. I mean, they definitely wasn't expected for the kind of performance he had, and then you got a Mark Ingram who run for like 85 yards, and he's 32 years old, and at the end of his career, and he looked like he was back with the Saints, or back at Alabama, to be honest.
yeah, he looked strong. Yeah. So it's funny you say that because it looked like they scrapped the game plan right before the
Yeah,
game,
that's what it
and
looked like.
then not only that, they scrapped the game plan and tried to rework it. And they was like, okay, this isn't working. It's like they start drawing up plays in the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, all right, DJ, you run here and do a comeback over here. All right, Marvin, I want you to run a post. Hey, James, you got the flat. Hey, Visca, get open in the middle of the field somewhere. That's kind of how it seemed like it
Yeah,
was, man. Because
yeah. They look like they're playing Madden and
mm-hmm.
somebody didn't know how to work the controller.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
that's what it looked like.
never under Coughlin, Del Rio, Marone, Malarkey, Mike Malarkey. He's 1 year here. I've never seen us look that unprepared for a game.
Yeah,
And
against a Houston team, man. Just imagine though, Brandon. What if they were playing?
what if they was playing Jameis?
Yeah,
And you see what Jameis did to the Packers. What if
yeah.
we played the Saints for our first game? That
He
would have been a
probably,
60-point game, probably.
yeah, they would have scored on their first 8 possessions. That. I mean, that's what it would have looked like.
Yeah.
Or
Mm-hmm.
even if they would have played Green Bay, Green Bay got ran over.
And
But
they
if
would have
they would have
ran.
played Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers probably would have threw for 600 yards. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what's disappointing though, man, is like I would rather see a guy not make the play, but see a guy almost make the play, but don't make the play. I mean, it's like being in
Yeah.
position to make the play and don't make the play. I mean, I'm starting to really have doubts about Caleb Von Chason, man. I mean, I know he's second year guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talk about his upside. Yeah, he can get he can get off the ball fast. He's got athleticism. But man, I don't know, man. I done seen this for last season. I seen it Sunday. I mean, I don't want to say the guy's gonna turn out to be another Taven Bryan, but man, you gotta make plays, man. You can't come back to your hometown and
Yeah.
tap the quarterback on the shoulder, basically. Don't bring him down. Fall on your knees, and then make a lunge and dive to try to get him, and you miss, and he throws 52 yards downfield. I mean, that's embarrassing. To me, that might have been the most embarrassing play of the game. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
unblocked. I mean, who goes unblocked? You think Von Miller will come off the edge unblocked and he's going to miss hitting the quarterback? He's got an open
Mm-hmm.
shot.
Yeah. And then, not to mention the dropped interceptions. The first
Oh, yeah,
one was a
yeah,
killer. That Shaquille Griffin one, that's a
yeah,
house call.
yeah,
That pretty much puts us off on the right foot. And
yeah,
who knows how that game's end up if he takes that back to the house. Then Rayshon Jenkins just got out muscled by a
yeah,
receiver that's not muscly.
yeah. Like
Brandon Cook's
five
a
foot
small
eight.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
5 foot
small
eight.
guy. Yeah, but and you said it before the game that you say Brandon Cook scares me. And I was like, I agree, dude.
Yeah,
He at no point did I ever feel like the Texans had better athletes than we did. At no
yeah,
point,
right.
except for Brandon Cooks.
Yeah,
Brandon Cooks is in a league of his own as far as speed.
yeah,
Outside of Brandon Cooks, everything else, man, it looked even across the board.
yeah,
So when I saw that, I said, this has to be coaching. It has to
yeah.
be coaching. Yeah.
Overcoaching. I mean, it's just, and we got to say what the elephant in the room is, man. I mean, Urban Meyer, it's going to get 3 or 4 games into this season. All that success in college, it ain't, I mean, he's always going to have respect and be regarded as a great coach.
Yeah.
But when you go a month into the season and you don't see progress, well, that narrative's going to change. And it's going to change fast. It'll change if they don't come out and play in this game Sunday at home. But Urban, whatever it is, he's got to get in tune to what this game is.
Yeah.
I would never say a month ago that I thought that Urban Meyer would at this point not be prepared for the NFL, and it looks like he's still not prepared. Like he's not, you know. There a couple of days ago at a press conference where he was calling one of the Texan players by the wrong name, and they were scouting Cincinnati, and they're talking about mixing, and there's no mixing plays for the Texans, and it's like, the hardest thing with anything, even, especially if you're a parent. I mean, the hardest thing is to let go. I mean, sometimes you have to, you gotta let people do their jobs. You gotta let your children grow up. And the hardest thing for a person as a parent or anyone with some power, it's hard to delegate it where you allow them to succeed or you allow them to make the mistake, but they learn from the mistake.
Yeah.
And I think right now that's what he's going through. I think he's got so much pressure of trying to be a success and trying to carry over what he did in college,
Yeah.
And I think he's over coaching. I think he's over coaching his coaches. And I'm not in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no coach. I don't have no coach source telling me the inside scoop.
Yeah.
But I do know football. And I do know when a coach basically looking over his shoulder because he don't know for sure if he's calling the right play or if he's not calling the right play, somebody going to take it away and start calling it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's get this comment say, where did that USC BS come from? What part of it, Jakar? Because as far as the job itself, I mean, USC is a blue chip job.
Yeah,
I mean, that's one of the best jobs in all of sports. Forget college football. To be the head coach of USC, especially when you're good, it only makes sense that he is linked to that job because they're looking to make a splash. Clay Helton probably should have never been a USC coach. I didn't know when they hired him. I was like, what's the point of doing this? Why are you doing this? I know there's better candidates out there than Clay Helton, but he stayed there longer than he probably should have. And, they fired him, which is embarrassing for USC because you fired him after, 2 weeks into the season? You had to have known you were going to fire him before these last 2 weeks. Why did you go into the season with this man being a lame duck head coach?
Yeah.
That right there puzzles me. But Urban being linked to it, I mean, it's obvious. He's a great college coach.
Yeah. And that I think he had said something, he was a Fox analyst, and I think he said something about just, how he regarded that program, how the tradition
Mm-hmm.
and just the history and I think he had said something about that would be one of the ideal jobs to coach.
Yeah, he did.
He
did. He's been linked to it before. They said that after he left Florida, the only jobs he might take are Ohio State and possibly USC. He got the Ohio State job, and even while he was at Ohio State, you heard the whispers of USC. Yeah. So this is a long time. This isn't anything new for him being linked to the USC job.
And you know what? I say this. I'm also shocked of just how much. I don't even know the right word. I think I wouldn't say he's hated, but there's a lot of people in this country, including sports writers, that don't like Urban Meyer. And for what reason, I don't know if it goes back to the controversy at Ohio State or what. But it looks like there's a lot of people, and national media is being labeled as that, but it just seems like they do not want this man to be successful. And they're looking for anything to just nitpick of. I mean, he's not helping the situation at all. I mean, especially at that game. But
he's brought some of this on himself too. He did. He's brought some of this on himself. But I saw where they had him number one the odds of the which coach will be fired first. They had him number one, and I was
Number
like, Shad
one.
Khan, yeah. I said Shad Khan is not firing Urban Meyer, not even in the next 3 years. Like these next 3 years, Urban pretty much has a pass. I would say
Yeah.
these
Oh,
next
yeah.
3
Yeah.
years, yeah, because you're building. But if he gets fired within the next 3 years, I mean, it's got to go. I mean, flames. This ship has to be. Hey, the band has to be playing as the ship going down.
Well,
Like it's got to be bad.
it have to be bad, or I mean, you don't want to say the words, but you
Yeah,
probably have to have some legal problems for them to lose that job.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because I'm surely the length of the contract is up. I think it's 7 years, so he would still have to pay Urban.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Urban, only way he wouldn't have to pay is Urban quit, which is, that's all. A lot of people just think that's what's going to happen anyway, that he
They think
just
that's gonna
not
happen
going to
anyway.
handle losing. And that people actually, another thing remarkable is that they look at his reactions on the sideline and they make judgments based off his mannerisms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, man, they don't do that. I mean, I think like the previous president, they might have done what his mannerisms and find, just to
Yeah,
nitpick or something like that.
nitpick. Yeah,
But I don't know, man. I tell you, Brandon, and I said this to you earlier, man. I would have never thought that they would go to Houston, a Houston team that they were a 3-point favorite against. All the work we saw that went in during the training camp and throughout the
mm-hmm.
preseason, I would never in my wildest imagination would think that they would come out in that game Sunday and just look like they don't know what the hell they doing. I would have never guessed it. I mean, I would never. I watch a lot of college back. I don't watch as much college football now as I did in the past, but his teams would never be where they just don't look like they prepared. They don't look like people don't know. The guy on the sideline don't know if he's on the punt return team or the punt team. Guys don't. I mean, it was almost like Sunday. The guys didn't know where to line up on the line of scrimmage. The receivers didn't know where to line up at. And to be honest, he has like 15 different coaches. They got one of the biggest staffs in the NFL. And to come in there and make that type of performance and be behind 34-7 at one point. And my take is in the NFL, once that training camp starts, all of your focus goes to your opener. It doesn't. You don't start preparing for the opener the week of the game. So they supposed to have everything scripted. They're supposed to have all the playbook installed. And that playbook should have been installed. I mean, they were working on that playbook during the whole all-season program.
Yeah.
And it looked like, man, from that performance, it looked like they didn't know what plays to run.
Mm-hmm. Yo, for what? 6 drops, I think. 4 or 6 drops. 6 drops. 4 illegal procedure penalties.
Yeah.
What? 3 holding calls.
3 holding calls. 10 penalties in all. 82 yards.
Yeah. I mean, it's dropped interceptions. The one time we could have got Tyrod on the ground. Caleb Vaughn misses it, and I said it, man. That I posted it. The Jalen Ramsey trade looks worse every single day.
Oh yeah,
every passing day it looks worse and worse that we traded him away.
Yeah,
yeah.
And when you make mistakes like that, it lingers. It ain't a 1-year mistake. It could be a 5-year mistake if you're not getting the young talent that fits your needs. You drafting guys that
yeah. Speaking of which, so PFF do they grades or what for the week, and they grade them based on their position and whatnot. Number one at the defensive end position was the Raiders' Max Crosby. He was, man, Lamar Jackson got pressured on 19 of his 30 dropbacks. He had no time to throw. The Raiders were in his grill. Villanueva needs to go. He need to go. He should retire. That dude is done. He's cooked. But number 2, behind Max Crosby, was his teammate. And guess who that was? Yannick Ngakoue. Yannick looked like he was shot out of a cannon Monday night. And I was just watching that and then I watched Jalen Sunday night in that new star position that they put him in, which he played in college, and he looked like a man possessed. And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, all the talent. Just imagine that talent would have still been here. I mean, you be honest, 218 class, one of the classes is almost like completely gone. I don't know if it's the two.
Yeah, I think it's 2018. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're completely gone.
Yeah, I think the whole class gone. Well, Taven's still here, but I think everybody else other than him is gone.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Jakar says, "Has the Lambeau ship sailed?" No, I don't think so.
But he got to make those field goals. He missed that 55.
He got to make those field goals.
Yeah,
he got to make those field goals. Let's see. Otis Perry. He said, "Cut Winger." Oh my God! Man. I appreciate that, Otis. I'm glad you brought him up. I almost forgot, dude. Winger got to go. He's got to go.
Brandon, what were we talking about a week ago?
We talking about Winger getting the starting job.
Yeah, we were talking about that, but we're also talking about teams are going to scheme them. They're going to scheme them. When that tight end went down the middle, that was a design play. They know he couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen again. I mean, hey, the Broncos.
We got Noah Fant Sunday. Noah Fant is going to eat Wingert for lunch. He going to have lemon pepper Wingert for lunch Sunday.
Yeah. And he's still listed as a starter. If anybody want to know that, Cisco's still a backup.
That's insane.
And it is another thing happened today. They had Cullen on interview today, and he was offensive, like he was protecting his turf. Mm-hmm. He says that even though we only got one sack, we put the most pressure on the quarterback. We're in the top 3 of the games Sunday in percentage of putting pressure on the quarterback. And I might add, the question was asked, well, why did you have so many problems with the run game, trying to stop them running? You had Ingram he had 84 yards. And This was his response. He said that we did not, when you look at yards per carry, we only gave up 3.5 yards, which I think is good. That's what he said. I'm looking at my stats right now. They actually, well, you got to count. He obviously wasn't counting Taylor's run. He ran 29 yards on one run, so he averaged 13 yards per. He averaged 13 yards per carry, but he only ran the ball 3 times. But officially, they averaged 3.9 yards per carry. That ain't nothing to brag about. I mean, it's under 4.
It's under 4, but it's still nothing to brag about.
Yeah, but he was defending like you guys talk about this, you talk about that, you talk about we didn't get a pass rush, but we put pressure on the quarterback. We just didn't make the play. I'm saying, well, hell, you just said it. Baby, you gonna validate being close, but not close enough. I mean, come on, man. I mean. That's the type of philosophy that the previous regime had.
I don't want to hear moral victories, man. Exactly. I don't want to hear.
I want to see the guy make the play. Get to the quarterback, blitz, do what you got to do. Get Wingert out of the game. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, we don't sit and watch game film like those coaches do. But come on, man. If you go back. If anybody goes back to the Minnesota game where they played at Minnesota, they schemed Wingert to get the long play. And that long play, that was the play before they had the winning touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You run your tight end deep. He can't cover him.
Yeah. all of this, Mr. Reid, it makes me sad for Miles Jack. Miles Jack does not deserve this. He's still good. He was good Sunday. When he had his chances, Miles Jack played well. I mean, it's crazy. I don't understand, man.
But this franchise, Brandon,
mm-hmm.
have to come to the thinking that every snap that this franchise makes is a win or lose situation. I think this franchise is too passive. It's almost like the thinking hadn't changed. Yeah. That if you go to other organizations, everything matters. It ain't.
Yep.
If they got a drill down in Tampa, and Brady got to complete passes to the tight end on just a practice drill, and there's no DBs on the field. He wants to make 5 throws completed. Yeah. In Jacksonville, I don't know if they have that philosophy. Okay, they probably say, Trevor, you get us 3 out of 5. We play the percentages. That's excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. No sense of urgency. Yeah.
No,
you're right.
It's like I'm tired of these fans pay money to see a team. They want to cheer for a winner. They had a whole lot of Jaguar fans in Houston. They didn't go to Houston to see, oh, well, we rebuilding.
Yeah.
Or we got Trevor, but we don't have enough talent around him, I mean, people tired of that, man. And I say this, man. I mean, I've bragged on this show a lot about Urban Meyer, but boy, I tell you what, man, Urban gotta get with this NFL, man, because if he don't realize that he's got a bullseye and every team is coming after him, like the Jaguars are a Super Bowl winning team, there's a reason they're coming after him, man. He's making more money than probably 85% of the coaches in the league.
Right.
With no NFL experience.
Right. The fact that Eric Bieniemy is not a head coach is just egregious in itself, but we're not even going to get into that. I could do a whole show on that right there. But see, Meyer's the type of coach who doesn't care about talent, only hard workers. Wingert is the hardest worker. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Mr. Perry, because as far as talent is concerned, Urban Meyer's going to take talent all day long. Dude, just think of his Florida time, his time in Florida. He chose talent every single time. I mean, talent where it was a detriment to the team probably sometimes because those guys were just troublemakers. They stayed in trouble. Like the stories of Percy Harvin at Florida are legendary. From him beating up strength coaches to him changing the offseason workout plan because he didn't want to do what they wanted him to do, so they changed it to suit his needs. So he chooses talent as well. Now, Wingert being the hardest worker, I don't know if I would say that he's the hardest worker. It's some very hard-working players on the team, but we do know for sure that Wingert is not well liked. That's rumor though. That's rumor, but
it's not rumor. It's just the truth.
It's not rumor. Oh, that's the truth. Oh, hey, Mr. Reid said that's the truth. That's the truth.
That's the truth. His head has exploded a little bit, man. I mean, we have to be real on this show.
I heard his dad was tweeting. Did you see that? He said his dad was defending him getting the starting position or something like that because the Jag fans was talking about him getting the starting position.
Well, what did the dad tweet after Sunday's game?
I want to know. I haven't heard a peep out of him.
And, he's like, man, surprising that the fans don't like Andrew. But he used to be a guy when he first came in. He was like a lot of players, undrafted, went to Wyoming, trying to make a name for himself, very humble. And then he tasted a little success and a little more success, and his head exploded. And to be real, I mean, you know, if it is his effort on the practice field, that's good. But he's not. He's not a starter, man. I mean, let's be
He's not.
real. That NFL teams are so smart. That's all they do. They look for every weakness you have on the football field. If you
Yep.
got one weak spot on the field, they're gonna expose it. In the NFL, they don't care about work ethic and how hard he, even if I also heard that he does a great job of retaining information and he knows where to line up, he knows where to be at and all that. But that's good at practice. But if you don't have the physical tools, if you don't have the speed, if you don't have you misread, he misread the long pass, the Cooks. I mean, he was on the opposite side.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And he missed the tackle. He got beat downfield by the tight end, number 85.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can point out, and without watching the game tape all day, I can point out 4 or 5 mistakes that he made that'll get most guys sent to the bench.
Yep.
But I hope we're not in Jacksonville. I hope we're not in this situation where a guy, just because he works hard, and be rewarded with a starting position when we know that he doesn't have the talent to maintain it. You know, and if Urban believes that like rookies are not ready to start, then he got to change that college philosophy and get to the NFL philosophy. Because if a
Yeah.
guy is ready to play, I mean, there's no way Cisco shouldn't be starting. To be honest,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
saw Ford out there a few
yeah,
times.
yeah,
But yeah, Cisco should be starting, man. Wingard is just he doesn't have it. Now, Rayshon Jenkins, even outside of the dropped interception, I didn't see anything that was alarming to me. I think he was, he was okay. Shaquille Griffin, he dropped the interception. And for the most part, I think that even some of the routes that him and what's 23? I can't think of his name. CJ Henderson.
DJ,
CJ Henderson. The routes that they were beat on, those outside routes, the comebacks, they were getting beat out of those bunches. So that's coaching. So for the
yeah,
most part, I didn't see anything to where they were just getting torched. But he got torched over and over and over
yeah.
again.
And
You're
they were
right.
schemed.
They schemed it.
He's the weakest link in the back in the back end.
Yeah.
And why struggle against C.J. Henderson when you can strike big with Wingard?
Yeah.
Shit. They're looking for the
Right.
easiest way to score, and that's the
Yeah.
easiest way. Every team now, and I make this prediction: every team that they play, and he's
Mm-hmm.
starting or he's getting significant snaps, they're going to utilize that tight end. They're going to run that tight end straight down. They're going to isolate the tight end with Winger, and he's not going to be able to cover the tight end. It's already been. I mean, to
Yeah.
be honest, that playbook was out last year.
Yeah. Yeah, and just imagine we didn't face a great tight end Sunday. So just
Yeah,
imagine Noah Fant is a good young tight end,
yeah,
man. That
yeah,
kid can play. So,
yeah,
we gonna have issues, man. He's gonna have issues. Imagine what Jack Doyle's gonna do to him.
yeah. Well, you can go all the way down to Z. The whole if he's in there,
Mm-hmm.
every team with a respectable tight end that can run like a seam route. They're
Yeah.
gonna run that seam route at him. Now, if they make the adjustment and maybe go with line up the two safeties
Mm-hmm.
and play cover two coverage, a little
Mm-hmm.
more zone, then that might work. But if not, if they the way they look like the Jaguars playing, they isolate, they stay in man. He's gonna get isolated. He's gonna get schemed, and I I would have saw enough after he got beat on that tight end seam route. That would have been
That
enough
was
for me
enough.
to just go on and
Yeah.
just hey, put Rudy forward. You know, let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, but besides all of that, overall poor performance.
Yeah,
Oh, Trevor. Trevor. Let's speak on Trevor a little bit before we get to the rest of the NFL Week 1. Overall, I seen some good things from Trevor. Seen some bad things. But even with the bad things, it was nothing that I saw that I'm like, that really alarms me. Him being overconfident in his arm, which I expect that. I expect to see some throws where you like, dude, you can't fit that throw in there. I expect to see that. You know, you're going to a new level, and throws that were in college previously, those windows might not be open in the NFL majority of the times. So I'm fine with that. He had a few throws that, wow, that throw to man hurts, of course. The one to Chart, I mean, those are great, great throws. He shows you his arm talent. But overall, I think that he seems to me to be a player where experience is going to be his best teacher,
Oh yeah.
not the coaches. It's going to be experience. It's him playing and seeing everything. The more he sees, I think the better he's going to be.
And they got to put him in position to be successful too. They got to move, like this game Sunday. I mean, you're gonna have to. He's gonna have to be in a moving pocket.
Yeah. Oh man, Von Miller's back. Yeah.
Yeah. He had 2
Yeah.
sacks last week against the Giants, so they're gonna have. He's gonna have to complete a lot of rollout passes, but I think my biggest takeaway from Trevor, you can't throw the football 51 times. Yeah, I mean that's too much. Mistakes are bound to happen. I really thought the receivers had some problem getting separation on some plays to get like the Marvin Jones to getting that ball. I didn't think they threw the ball downfield enough. I thought, obviously when they got behind, but even before they got behind, they didn't utilize the running game enough for me.
Yeah. No, they didn't. They didn't utilize it all enough. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. Let's see. Jakari said he has a short memory, and I like that. Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah. He lets go. He admits his mistakes, and he's like, I got to be better. But it's one game. It's one game. We're moving forward.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mark said, "Can you stream the Giants W2F game on your streaming service tonight?" Stream it on what streaming service? I can't stream it now because that's copyright. I can't play it now.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to go to jail.
I ain't trying to get in trouble for that. So unless you talking about another actual streaming service, which I do, I watch illegal streams anyway. Hey, it's plenty of sites out there that'll show you, that'll give you everything you're looking for. You just got to deal with a ton of ads. So
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why they were talking about the ratings going down. Part of that is because of illegal streaming has gotten so popular now, because you can't count the streams against your viewers. So that's part of it too. Yeah, everybody they sick of the cable companies. Cut the cord.
I've been caught that cord. You know what, man? One thing I can say, boy, Canada got the greatest cable companies in the country.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I know so.
Oh, you know so.
TSN, baby.
TSN.
Hey. I'll just leave it at that. But I tell you what, boy, Canada, they treat you right.
Treat you right. Hey, I feel it. I feel it, man. Oh, also, Trevor's at no point should your rookie quarterback starting his first game should throw the ball 51 times.
Oh yeah.
That too many times, man. That right there, and then them not using Robinson in the running game like they should have. Like you said, he got benched in the third quarter, like because Carlos Hyde came out and started because he dropped the pass. I say this dude, he ran the ball like 2.5 times, and I say 2.5 because one of them got called back because of a legal procedure. So I'm like, I'm not understanding what these coaches thinking.
Urban got to be like what the 76ers. He's got to trust the process, man.
Yeah,
it's going. 1-15 is tough coming off a 1-15 team. Their talent level is not where it's supposed to be at. Not yet.
Yeah.
But you can't skip steps either. And I think he's trying to skip steps. And I think also Urban has to, if you hired your coaches, then crash and burn or whatever, but you can't, you got to allow them to do their jobs too, man. You can't have coaches like, look at them, looking across the shoulder or getting, overruled and all that stuff, man. I mean, you gotta be a CEO. You
Yeah.
you can't be a CEO who does everything. Like make the
Mm-hmm.
calls, micromanage. You gotta allow those. If you're not happy with what it is, it's probably too late to hire a new this and a new that. But that's one of if it's something like that at the end, then you have to do better due diligence to get what you need. And I say this, Brandon. I think the hardest thing for him for Urban coming into this job, he said he studied the NFL a lot, but he knew he was smart enough to understand that you have to get people on your staff who are NFL experienced. He couldn't have brought all his old Ohio State staff that he
Yeah.
had and hired all those guys and expect to have success in the NFL. It wasn't a
Yeah.
work. So if he, and we were talking about this at practice today, that loyalty is one of the biggest things in the NFL, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and this got a lot to do with coach hirings and everything. It seems like to me, if you hadn't worked previously on a coach's staff, or you have somebody on your staff that don't know him, then chances are they're not going to be hired. And it seems like everybody on Urban Meyer's staff, either his assistants work with him
Mm-hmm.
or he worked with him.
Yep.
I didn't even realize like what's the connection between George Warhol and Urban Meyer. Where when
Yeah.
Urban was like a grad assistant at Cincinnati, Warhol was on that staff. Because I was trying to figure out, like, out of all of Marone's assistants,
Mm-hmm.
what made them retain George Warhol when all the questions last year was about the lack of production from the offensive line. So what make him think? I mean, I was just wondering, like, why would he want to retain him? Well, he
Yeah.
he had a relationship. I mean, he knows him.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah, because why would you retain a coach that had no continuity at the position that he coached?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but that can only take you so far, man. You can have, that's the thing about jobs. You go out and you can have this positive resume, but if you don't know nobody in the building, you may not get hired, no matter how good your resume is. And
Yeah.
that's like it is in the you talking about Bellamy and and in the NFL is like you got to know somebody to move up the ladder, which I don't think is fair, but it is what it
Yeah.
is.
I mean,
Yeah,
look at like once again, Eric Bieniemy. Look at that, and it makes me so mad, so angry when now the thing is because he's been on so many interviews
yeah,
that they say that oh well he's bad at interviewing. That's one of the reasons he hasn't been hired. I say yeah, all of the excuses, of course you're going to put it on the coach. I can't remember who it was, but they were saying that that's one of the issues with the Rooney Rule is that you only have to interview minority coaches. You don't
yeah,
have to hire them.
yeah,
And so when you have guys who continuously get interviewed to fill that Rooney Rule, he doesn't get the job. And so now, after a couple of interviews and no job, teams start to look at him funny, like, well, you've been on all these interviews, nobody's hiring you. What's up
yeah,
with that? It must be him. And that's a problem. That's a problem, man. But it is what it is. Jaguars just absolutely laid a egg. I mean, at least there's nowhere to go from here but up. I don't think you get any worse than this. I don't think you get any worse than this. Even if you lose a couple more games, we already at the bottom. So you're not gonna get. You're not gonna. It's 30. You're 32nd right now. Any power rankings come out, Jaguars are 32nd, sinking in the 33rd almost, man. So there's nowhere to go but up. But I mean, I will say it looked very bad.
Well, hopefully they don't get worse Sunday, but I'm definitely concerned about that pass rush. It looked like Von Miller is back. Chubb is supposed to be back. He didn't play last week. And actually, Miller and Chubb, I got this note. This would be the first game that Miller and Chubb play together since Chubb got hurt against the Jaguars 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because he put his helmet into Minshew's knees. I remember that. Oh, yeah. And I mean, he had that. He had him hurting, and then he got hurt.
And you know who he was beating, right?
Oh, Cam.
He beating Jawan.
Yeah. I seen him beat Cam a few times too.
Yeah,
because he came off the left side a few times, but he did. He beat Jawan. Both of them were getting beat, but like they have issue pass protecting. They were mowing them out the way when it came to the run though.
Yeah, they were, and they won that game too.
Yeah.
Lambeau made that field goal, but boy, I don't know, man. And I don't know if they'd be able to stop Tommy Bridgewater, man. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, because I think Teddy's a better quarterback than Tyrod.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, and it's gonna be. Now we don't have to see Jerry Jeudy. They say Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, he's out.
So he's out. So but you still got to see Noah Fant. And I think Cortland Sutton, still got to see him. So you still gonna have some guys you got to see that can threaten you. But not having Judy is gonna be a big blow for them.
Yeah, they got Pat Surtain starting at the opposite corner spot. Darby went on the injury reserve.
Okay.
We got a rookie. I mean, Surtain is good, but
he's good. But yeah,
this should be. Chark, DJ Chark should have a big game if he's going up against a rookie.
Yeah, he should. I look for Marvin Jones to have a better game, a big game too, a better game. And Laviska. I think that this if they can just keep Trevor upright just for a little bit, I think he can make some plays against the secondary for the Denver Broncos. Because outside of Justin Simmons, it seemed like a bunch of guys.
Oh yeah. Especially, but they got some injury issues, and they just got to handle that pass rush. And I want to see Marvin Jones. It looked like he had a little problem getting separation against the Texans, but they got to get this ball downfield a little better. You know, that 41-yard touchdown pass to DJ Chark when the game was already decided was a thing of beauty. But that's the way they got to get that ball downfield, man. You got a quarterback and get it. And these guys got to get separation. And, this time that I say this about DJ Chark, man, if you want a contract extension and you want to be this and you want to be all pro, this is your moment Sunday against Surtain, a rookie. If you can't do it against Surtain, you're not going to get it. Well, I'm not going to base it on one game, but this time
it doesn't bode well.
And this stat here stands out right quick. He was targeted. DJ Chark was targeted 12 times. He caught 3 passes. 12 times targeted, 3 passes caught. That's not a good percentage.
No, it's not. And we'll see. We'll see how it ends up Sunday. I'm not confident going into this game because I think that. Oh, and then let's not forget, Melvin Gordon looks like a man possessed.
Yeah, especially on that 70-yard run.
Man, so we got to stop the run first and foremost. Stop the run and push the ball down the field.
Yeah.
If you're Urban Meyer and them, that's got to be what you got to do this coming Sunday. Push the ball down the field. No, thinking it. Have them check down, of course. Check down when you need to, but look for the big play. If it's not there, check it down. But you got to look for the big play and push the ball down the field. That's the only way you can mask some of the deficiencies that we have. That's it.
And be attacking. They weren't attacking. They were passive. They didn't attack Texans at all.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be attacking. You got to be physical up front. You got to utilize the ground game so you won't be one-dimensional. Don't throw the ball 51 times. But if your receivers get separation, throw it. You know, and come up with some offensive play calls that looks special. Even if it's the flea flicker, do something.
Yeah, I saw where here, let's see. Hold on. See, James Robinson gonna stop running hard because every big play of his gets called back. Now he'll continue to run hard, but that is frustrating, I know. And Jakar said, "Yeah, run the damn ball. Yeah, Jakar, run the ball, man. Y'all got to run they got to run the ball." Nesco, what's going on, man? Seeing where when he wasn't pressured, when we didn't blitz Tyrod Taylor, he was almost perfect and had those 2 touchdowns. Yeah, almost perfect when we didn't blitz. When we did blitz, you kind of it was a little better. I think he only threw like maybe a little above 50% on his throws. Didn't have as many yards or whatever, but when we didn't blitz, it was that killed us.
Yeah. So that must be the formula for Sunday.
Got to blitz. And if you're going to blitz, you got to get Wingard off the field.
Yeah.
It seems like they was trying to feature Trevor more than properly run the offense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because properly running the offense means that if we being honest, James Robinson should have had 30 carries.
Oh, yeah, especially in this game. I mean, if they would have controlled the ball, took Tyrod off on the sideline and kept the Texans' offense not on the field and just controlled the clock. See, that's another thing. I mean, you have to, there's a lot of ways you can beat a team, man. You don't always have to throw it downfield. You can control the clock, too.
Mm-hmm.
But, the more possessions, the better. I don't know. I just think that they got to come up with a plan. You can't win in this league, and you don't utilize the run game.
Yeah, you can't. And the run game it's going to be Trevor's best friend, man. Yeah, that's going to be Trevor's best friend. Let's see. Hamilton looked great too. You talking about Hamilton for the Broncos wide receiver? Yeah, I don't think I saw that highlights, but I didn't really pay attention to him. So I mean, if that's another threat, then
yeah. Well, he might have been talking about Devon Hamilton.
Oh, Devon. Oh, okay, Devon. Okay, if you're talking about Devon, then I mean he's probably the only defensive lineman that stood out. I mean, Jahad Ward. Oh my goodness, put him on the milk carton. DeJuan Smoot, put him on the milk carton. Josh Allen, put him on the milk carton. I mean, you can go down the list of the front 7 where you was like, where were they Sunday?
Yeah, they were getting beat by a Texans offensive line that wasn't that good.
Yeah, that's because they please tell me what the hell the defense was doing. Yeah, we talked about it, Ness. Devon Hamilton. Yeah.
They ain't show up for the party. That's what they went to the wrong address.
And
they went to the baseball park instead of the NRG Stadium. They're in the wrong park.
Yeah,
they got lost.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, they thought they was playing the Dallas Texans, not the Houston Texans.
No, they thought they were playing SMU or the Houston Cougars. They were playing. They were playing at college, Rice University.
Right.
They didn't show up.
another thing too, which I talked about it off camera. Joe Cullen, the Cully, the Houston Texas head coach, he knows Cullen inside out, man.
Yeah.
Everything he ran, he seemingly knew exactly where to attack the defense, how to attack it, when to attack it. I mean, Houston's play calling was superb. It
Yeah.
was. It was. Houston didn't have way more talent than us. They didn't out athlete us. They out coached us, man.
Yeah.
Cully and that coaching staff called a great game, and Romeo Crennel and Lovie Smith called a great game as well.
Yeah. They kept Grinnell. Grinnell.
Oh, Crennel, yeah, he's like I saw him up in the booth. He had his
Okay.
headphones on. He's like a defensive advisor or something like that. I forgot what they said his title was, but he's still part of the defense.
Yeah,
but Lovie Smith is the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Lovie coached a hell of a game, man.
Yeah, he did. Say Jihad looked fast. Yeah, he looked fast, but dude, I need
a play.
More. You gotta make a play.
Sack.
Yeah, you gotta make a play, man. So, well, I think we can wrap it up there. Let's see, Sunday. I don't even want to make no predictions for Sunday. I'm predicting the loss. I'm not even gonna get no numbers, no score, nothing. I'm looking at a loss right now. I don't see how you're going to beat the Denver Broncos right now. Looking the way they looked last week, unless something happened in the middle of this week and they figure some stuff out or whatever, maybe. But Broncos, I don't know. I don't see it, man.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brandon. I don't think they're gonna win, man. I think they'll play a little better than what they did in Houston, but I just don't think. I don't think defensively looks to me that they still got a whole lot to fix.
Yeah.
And offensively, I mean, we were almost predicting this year that the offense would be high scoring and the defense going to have problems stopping teams. I think that's what this game going to be like. I think the offense going to give a better effort, and we might. I hope we don't see a worse effort from the defense. I just don't think the defense going to be able to cover the tight ends. I think they're going to have problems with the run. Yeah. I think this team got to create more takeaways, and that don't seem like it's happening. You know, it might happen midway later in the season, but it's definitely not happening now. And I think that's going to be deflating. I think they put a lot of time, they invested a lot of time in stopping the run, and I still think they got some flaws. They don't have they need more guys that can get the job done. They need more depth. They need more guys. They can't fix this roster in one off season.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's gonna say, bro, we may not win the game this season. Seriously. It's looking that way.
You better hope they can beat the Jets.
Man, better hope. Better hope, man.
That
especially
might be the best hope. Yeah, that might be the best hope, but that's way in December.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. It's crazy, but it is what it is, man. But yeah, we're gonna move on and move to this rest of this NFL Week 1 before we get into the other ones. And we pretty much covered USC, but we'll talk about it a little bit more. But rest of the NFL Week 1, I will say the headline for me should be front. If you had to sum up Week 1, and you had maybe pick a story to put on the front page of the NFL newspaper, it's got to be Jameis Winston. Yeah, Jameis Winston and his resurgence. I mean, the disrespect that Jameis went through, which understood to some degree, but other times it was just they were just piling on him. But I never ever doubted Jameis' talent. One second. Yeah. Not at no point did I ever doubt his talent. But the way they came out against the Green Bay Packers, and I mean, put the what's happening on him, and he didn't throw for 200 yards, but he threw 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, craziness, man. That the touchdown that he had to I can't think of number 11's name. That deep ball was it was a thing of beauty, man. Thing of beauty. But Jameis, I put Jameis on the front paper. Already I see that they're ready to recrown the Bucks, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I watched that Dallas Tampa Bay game, and I say Dallas is going to be better than people thought. Tampa may not be as good as people thought they were going to be. Because no doubt about it, they're a playoff team, but they're going to have some issues on that back end in Tampa going forward. Because Dak Prescott, Dak is one of the best young QBs in the game. He needs to get his due. Go ahead and get a kid his roses now. He's proven that. I mean, you could talk about after Patrick Mahomes and maybe Deshaun Watson. You got to start talking about Dak Prescott. Yep. I mean, that's just what it is right now. So, but other than that, any other games stood out to you?
Man, you caught me cap napkin, man. No, but I agree with you on what you said about Jameis Winston. I thought that he showed a lot. I thought that when you look at, I mean, you know, he had one interception, but they called it back. Mm-hmm. But he looked like he made a lot of nice reads and was patient, didn't force throws.
Took off when he needed to.
Yeah, took off when he needed to. I was a little surprised, though, man, that the Titans got beat down by the Cardinals. You know, I thought that, you know, the talent, you know, all been reported about how good they are, the new this and that, the team to beat in the AFC South, and man, they played handy to them.
Yeah, they did.
Cardinal team. And a guy that had 5 sacks.
Oh, defensive player of the year already. Go ahead and sew it up. Go ahead and sew it up for Chandler Jones, because that right there, 5 sacks, and I think he had 3 in the first quarter. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, you're right. I did not expect Tennessee to get blitzed like that. Kyler Murray is the real deal too.
Yeah, yes, he is. And the Dolphins, the Dolphins go up to New England and they come away with a win, and I think everything is heading in the right direction down there, man. I think that you're looking at a team, a franchise that did it right. You know, they were patient. You know, they adding talent. They really have brought forth the players that they need. They just didn't just go out and draft this by name, and you know, I think they fulfilled the needs of a young team, and I think they're a team that's going to be reckoned with in that AFC East. But I don't know. I'm shocked that Buffalo lost.
Oh yeah, they had Pittsburgh dead to rights, and they just let them hang around. And yeah, sure enough, I think they outscored them 16-3 in the fourth.
Yeah, they had a lead then. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So shoot that, and I got to watch a bit of the Russell Wilson absolutely cooked that Colts secondary. Like that was that did not look good for them. The AFC South, as I thought the Colts would be, you know, decent or whatever on the fringe playoff team. Of course, I thought Tennessee would definitely win the division, playoff team. Thought Houston would be terrible, but looking at it now, man, I mean, if we could pick a year where Jacksonville will be halfway decent, I would love for it to be this year. It won't be this year, but I love for it to be this year because the AFC South doesn't look strong at all.
Yeah. Houston, they first place right now.
First place. Yeah.
Everybody else lost. Man. Ain't that something? Everybody else lost.
No, yeah.
But that's what stood out to me. The Rams look good. I mean, the team that you think that's been projected to look good, they just blew out. That they didn't have any problems.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford is Matthew Stafford. I said that he would do well in that offense, man, because all he has to do is just not turn the ball over and push the ball down the field, and they're going to run the football, and that's what they did. Let's see. Next, going to say to me, Dallas didn't play a good game. Tampa played more of a sloppy game. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give Dallas their credit, man, because you can tell that Mike McCarthy and them, they schemed that Tampa secondary. Yeah, because anything that Dak and those receivers wanted, they got it. I mean, they got it. No doubt about it. Dallas's defense didn't play that well, and they just lost DeMarcus Lawrence. I think he broke his foot in practice yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, yeah.
So that's going to be even a bigger blow for them. But as far as Tampa, Dean, the cornerback, I think Dean, I can't think his
number 35. Yeah.
35. Look, listen. Every single time it was one-on-one, dude, it could have been me or you out there playing wide receiver. If Dak saw Dean coming you one-on-one, he threw the ball every single time. And good results came out of that every single time.
Yeah, I did notice that, boy. He got picked on big time. They even tried to bring safety help, and they still threw it on his side.
Still threw it, man.
That's gonna be a problem this week, next week, the week after that. Every team is gonna expose that, man.
Yeah. I watched Raiders. Raiders and Ravens. Lamar, it's uncharacteristic of him to fumble, so it shouldn't be an issue going forward. But he was pressured, man. I did like what I saw from him throwing the football, though. He looks like a much improved passer. He had his moments or whatever, but for the most part, he was much improved, especially because he was under duress. 30 dropbacks, he was pressured on 19 of them. Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue, I mean, dude, Carl Nassib came in and was causing havoc, man. So it's going to be that. They got to fix that. Villanueva is done. Move him to guard, maybe, but I would get him off the field. I would get him off the field and put somebody else there because he's toast. He was toast in Pittsburgh, and the Pittsburgh fans were laughing on Twitter when he signed with the Ravens. I remember that day because they was like, I can't wait for Villanueva to give up 3 sacks and have Lamar looking crazy because that's exactly what Villanueva is. And sure enough, that's what happened in the very first game. So if the fans know he cooked, come on now. Come on, Ravens.
Yeah. Got to make the changes now. Been for a long season.
Yeah. You say Tennessee looked old and slow. They did. The Cardinals look like they had on track cleats. And the Tennessee like they had on mud and boots. You see, Tampa had 4 bad turnovers and still won. They say more about the lack of doubt for Dallas, especially without Zeke. Yeah, they had 4 turnovers. Yeah, but still, man, I got to give Dallas their credit, man. Dallas is going to be a playoff team. Dallas should win the East. Dallas should win the East. The only challenge that they're going to have for the East, I think, is Philly. Philly look good. Philly looked good against.
They blew out. Did Garner Minshew get in the game? I have to check my stats.
Let's see. Lamar accuracy is still an issue. Those fumbles got to stop. Yeah, from time to time he had a ball here and there that wasn't a good ball, but for the most part, I like what I saw from him passing this. I saw what you posted and tagging me and stuff, talking about his ball placement and all of that. No, we ain't. No, I don't have much an issue with that. Our biggest issue is those fumbles and the fact that they can't protect him.
Yeah,
I don't care who it is. You saw when Patrick Mahomes can't get help. You saw what he looked like. So they got to protect him. He got to get more of a clean pocket.
Yeah, the Steelers. So the Steelers are back.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about
what
that one.
What about those Cincinnati Bengals?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw the play with Jamar Chase, which it's been basically a circus with him and he's catching these balls because he had like 6 drops in the preseason, and then the excuse what topped it off, the cherry on top of him dropping all those passes in the preseason was he come out and said that the NFL ball is different from the college ball because it don't have stripes and it's harder to see. And people ran with that, man. Man, they ran with that. But I'm glad the kid balled out in his first game. He had his best route was a ball, and he didn't even get the ball thrown to him. He was going against Patrick Peterson. I tell you, he gave Patrick Peterson an in and an out and had him on the ground. If Joe Burrow see it and throw the ball, it's a touchdown.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So but yeah, I think it was a great first week. A lot of injuries though. I saw a lot of injuries, especially with the Ravens. They just lost another defender. Got him to a meniscus tear, I think he guys. So they lost number 30. I can't think of his name, but yeah,
So
I
they're
think
on what,
overall it was good.
fourth string running back.
Oh yeah. They they down to their fourth string running back. Yeah, Justice Hill, um, Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins all gone. Achilles and two ACL tears. You get Tyson, what's it, Jackson? He comes in
Yeah.
and he plays a great game. Latavius Murray, they signed him, and I think that was the biggest pickup for them was Latavius Murray. I think he could play. Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Freeman. I think you lucky if you get anything out of those two.
Yeah.
There's a reason they were available. But
Devontae-
Latavius can play.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that game, and he was running inside.
Yeah. So but yeah, man, it is what it is. But we're gonna move right along. We're gonna which we talked about USC, Urban in the USC job. When I saw that they fired Clay Helton, I already knew the rumors were gonna start. But USC overall, it's been too long. College football, I think, is better. Or any sport is better when your blue chip jobs and your flagship franchises or schools are good. Like when the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys are good, I think the NFL is better.
Yeah.
You know, when the Lakers are good and the Boston Celtics are good, the NBA is better, of course. I mean, you went through that stretch where the Lakers were awful, absolutely awful. But with USC has been middle of the pack for what has been about a decade now, I think.
Since Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
one since then.
Yeah, they've been middle of the pack, and I think Eric Bieniemy now has been linked to the job. He said he's not focused on it. Of course, he's focused on coaching and winning another title in Kansas City, but he does have interest in the job. They said that if he were to coach college football, USC is the job that he would be interested in. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I kind of would like to see him go to USC. Because for whatever reason, the NFL have their whatever they have against him.
Mm-hmm.
But him to go to USC, I think that'll be a good thing.
Me too, man. I think that would be, get that program established. Great recruiting. Get it back to where it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll take some time, but I think that you get 2 full seasons under your belt, get 2 recruiting classes in there, and you really recruit hard, you'll be back 10-win seasons, major bowl games. That's the kind of job that USC is. And that's the kind of job that Florida State is too. But we're not going to delve into Florida State.
Florida State.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what happened in that pass play, man.
I'm sorry, Ness. I had to bring it up. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was bad.
A long rebuild.
Yeah. Did you see the offensive lineman that proposed to his girlfriend after the game?
Yeah, behind where the celebrating Jacksonville State players was there laughing.
Right. And they gave him a bunch of crap, players saying stuff, former players saying stuff about him, fans saying stuff about him. But I'm like this. That was the spur of the moment. He planned that. So he looked at the schedule and he said, hey, okay, so we're playing Jacksonville State in week 2. And most likely we're going to beat Jacksonville State. I'm pretty sure everybody on that team going into that game thought, yeah, we're going to beat Jacksonville State, no issue. You paying them $400,000 to come play you. That's a team you most likely beat. 9 times out of 10, you're going to beat them. So he's thinking, okay, I'm going to win this game. Then after the game, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. Well, they lost. And so am I supposed to be like, yeah, I'm probably not going to propose to her because we lost? No, that's my girl. If I plan to propose, I'm going to propose. It is what it is. He
might have told her too beforehand.
Right.
He would have never had to. He wouldn't have been able to play that down. A loss of over above me.
Right. Hey, I just want to say Troy Davis. He talking about take that Bama shirt off, chomp. Nah, man. Y'all gonna get this work Saturday. Just know. You about to get this work Saturday. Emory can't throw. You better hope Richardson the hamstring is healthy because Emory, he can't throw. He can't throw.
Hey man, where's this show based at? Birmingham? Where we at? Tuscaloosa?
No.
Montgomery, Mobile, or what? What's that?
We in Wetumpka.
We
That's what we
talking?
in. Yeah, we in Wetumpka. Yeah, that's what it is. That's where majority of my family from. So that's back in Bama. So Wetumpka, that's where we at.
All right, well, hey, I like the Gators, but boy, I don't
That's gonna
think
be a tall task.
They can't tussle with them Crimson Tide, man. Not Nick Saban.
No. No.
You gotta get ready for after that loss. Get ready for the next game.
Right. So, man, well, let's move on. Let's go into the NBA when we finish out the show. So, what was it? Rondo. So, did you hear the interesting comments that Rondo had?
What did he say?
So, Rondo, well, everybody think it's a veiled shot at Ty Lue and the Clippers organization. So Rondo, hold on, let me see. Yeah, Rondo says you're only as good as the coach believes in you. Basically saying if the coach don't believe in you, not that good. You're only as good as he believes in you. And he had a press conference. They were talking about it and documenting his time with the Clippers. And I think it was game 2. I forgot who they were playing. Game 2 in the playoffs. And that's when Kawhi airballed the game winner. And that death stare that he gave to Kawhi was epic. And he argued with him. They went back and forth, and he went back and forth with Ty Lue. After that game, he had DNP, inactive. He pretty much fell out of favor with them. And Reggie Jackson came on, of course, and Terrence Mann came on, of course. But Rondo had a point. He did. Rondo is an incredibly smart guy. It's one of the things about Rondo that rub people the wrong way is that he always feels like he's the smartest guy in the room. And I've heard that in multiple stops with him. But one thing about it is, even if he feels that way, sometimes he's going to be right. And with Ty Lue, he called out Ty Lue's coaching. I question Ty Lue's coaching from time to time in the playoffs with the Clippers and say certain lineups, adjustments coming out of timeouts, how they ended quarters and ended halves and things like that. But he pretty much called them out to their face, I guess, and he lost favor. And for playoff Rondo, his nickname is Playoff Rondo, and he was getting DNPs in the playoffs. That lets me know it got real bad.
Yeah, Rondo gonna speak his mind, my man. And he got every right to do that. He's an NBA champion with the Celtics. He's played on a whole lot of teams. And it does. I mean, you can go and look at some of the Clipper playoff games and you hear announcers saying, yeah, he's gonna let them work it out for themselves. He wouldn't call timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah. His substitution patterns a little, little questionable.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think the Clippers, to me, the whole year, it just seemed like there was something that wasn't fit. Something didn't fit right there for that team. And they played pretty well in the playoffs, but it just seemed like, I don't know, Kawhi. And I don't know. It just didn't seem like there was a fit that I could tell in April. I mean, that they weren't gonna win no championship.
Yeah, I don't think Kawhi and Paul George fits together at all.
Yeah, neither. I think they got to have their own team. I don't think they can just put two superstars together and everything gonna work out. I think the way those two guys play, they have to be one man on somebody's team, not both. They both need the basketball, basically.
Yeah, because Paul George, I got to give him his credit. Hey, he went from he had nicknamed himself Playoff P, and they renamed him Pandemic P after he flubbed in the bubble.
Yeah, he choked down at the bubble.
He choked out in the bubble. But I got to give him his credit. He came back this year. Kawhi's down. You're the guy. He had ice in his veins, man.
Yeah.
He was not the reason the Clippers got put out.
You're right. Exactly right. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I think I saw something where it was is there like a trade being worked? I mean, they still haven't moved the guy from Philly yet.
Oh, did you hear what they said about Ben Simmons today? I saw a report. They said that Philly told Ben Simmons, "You are going to play for us until we get the trade that we want. And if you don't come to start with training camp, we're going to fine you every day." That's what they said today. So they throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah, but we'll see how that work out.
I said the same thing. I said I don't think it's going to end well for them because what leg do they have to stand on? Okay, yeah, you're going to fine him, but if I'm Ben, okay, let's say you're going to fine me. Okay, I'll show up. What if Ben tanks? Now, it's that he shouldn't do that, and that's going to hurt him in the long run. You know, it'll hurt Philly in the short term. It'll hurt him in the long run. But what if he gets out there and let's say he just doesn't go hard or he packs it in, he checks out mentally, and you got him on the floor? Do you really want that? When a player doesn't want to play for you, let him go. I don't care what personal feelings you have because Philly, you know who Philly's starting to sound like? Dale Demps. Starting to sound like Dale Demps.
Well, hope they don't sound like that, boy, because I tell you. And then you heard that John Wall, they trying to, I think they reached an agreement that Houston going to try to find a trade partner, but he's still going to be on the roster.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And he makes $91 million, so it's good luck trading him with all that remaining on his contract. And he's not the same player either. So
yeah, I even heard trade rumors surrounding Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I can. One of those guys going to have to be moved. So I wouldn't be if it's Irving. I don't think Irving and the bearded one can play the same. Harden can play on the same team together.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an issue. And the report is that he didn't want to play with James Harden. Yeah, I heard that before the trade. Before they traded Harden, he didn't want to play with him.
It's hard to play if you're a shooting guard and he the facilitator, and it's up to him to give you the ball. And if he doesn't like you, I mean, he took the ball out of Chris Paul's hands. That's why they didn't get along.
Yeah.
This guy gonna go down as the greatest point guard in the league, probably as one of the greatest. And James Harden said, "I'm the point guard."
Mm-hmm. And Kyrie, being Kyrie, he got ahead of it when the trade rumors started swirling. It came out. He already said it. He said that if Brooklyn trades me, I'm retiring. I believe him. That I don't think that's him just threatening and trying to call that bluff. I think he's serious.
Well, I do too. But they'll be starting up soon, right? I mean, I think the season starts next month.
Yeah, they'll be starting up soon.
And the Phoenix Suns, that's your pick, man? They're going to win it all? Or they'll be going back with the Bucks?
No. LA Lakers 2021-22 NBA champion. I see them. But it's either them or if they can stay healthy, it's Brooklyn.
Nets.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, if Kyrie and Harden were healthy against the Bucks, they beat the Bucks, man.
Oh yeah,
they beat the Bucks.
I agree.
Yeah,
and they have beaten the Bucks. So
yeah, and if his foot was a size smaller, they would have beat him anyway. Because on that 3, he was trying to make it a 3, but it was a 2 because his toe was on the line. So,
any news in Portland on
Dame? I haven't heard anything about Dame and Dame being moved or where he wants to go. That's one thing about it. Dame he hasn't demanded anything outright. I've heard that they said that he's been upset with I guess the coaching and how things have been handled, the way the team has been constructed, and just how they've pretty much been put out every single year. And he is frustrated with management, but he seems that they don't have to threaten him for him to show up to play ball. I think he's going to play until they get a deal that they want or whatever, and then he'll be up out of there. But I don't see him going full heel and pulling the James Harden or Ben Simmons or whoever. I don't see him doing that.
It's gonna be interesting in Philly though, man. That Ben Simmons thing. I just think you know what you're gonna get. There's gonna be a distraction if he's there, starting with training camp. And just send them if you need to get a piece to add. I mean, it ain't like they're in a total rebuild. So if you can get a good trade piece, I don't know if you, whatever your preference for equal value, but you don't need a franchise caliber player to go with what you already got, and just move them. I just think that marriage is over, man. That's not going to work.
No, it's not.
Just go on and cut your losses and move on.
It's not. He said he's laughing at whoever thinks the Gators are going to win. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Troy Davis say, going to be a hard battle. Y'all think we covered the 16.5 spread? Oh, against the Broncos, I'm guessing. Hold on, it's 16.5? Dang.
It's that high.
Is it that high? I hope it's not that high. Yeah. Find out if what the line is, because 16.5, that's a lot to get
Broncos. Bronco team, who they playing? The Rams?
I'm for real. They playing Jameis? We must be playing Jameis. Yeah, because that's a lot. That's a lot. See, Troy Davis said that's facts. If the coach don't believe in you, he isn't going to give you his all. Yep, it's true. Let's say he may be smart, but becoming journeyman NBA player isn't what it's cracked up to be. Being labeled a smart big mouth or a smart disruption is not a good look for Rondo. Well, you go ahead.
5.5. They're
5.5.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I say they beat us by that. They beat us by 5.5 points.
I say about a touchdown or more.
Touchdown. Yeah. I can see them beating us by 7 to 10 points. Yeah.
I predicted 24-14.
24-14.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Although I do, I don't know, man. I'm optimistic about Trevor in this offense some, because I think the better Trevor gets, the better it'll be. I don't think it starts Sunday though, but as time goes on, I think we're gonna put up more points, man, as he gets comfortable.
Yeah.
Let's see. But Rondo being a disruption. I mean, I don't think he's necessarily been a disruption wherever he's been. But hey, him being smart, being the big mouth, saying what needs to be said. One thing about it though is he may fall out of favor with a coach for what he says, but it's people in the locker room that's gonna always agree. Just like say with T.O. Take T.O. for example. T.O. used to split the locker room. Well, in order to split the locker room, you got to have people who are on your side and believe in what you're talking about. So I guarantee you, Rondo had the people who believe in him and the things that he said and the issues he brought forward. I'm sure. Because especially with the Clippers, though, I think that you had the fans agreeing with Rondo when he pretty much called them out on the court. So it was long overdue with the Clippers nest. Now, how he was in Boston, his time in New Orleans, his first go round with the Lakers or whatever, that's whatever. But the Clippers, I'm on his side on that one because they the Clippers, man. Come on,
they the Clippers make it to the second round of playoffs and then they get eliminated.
Yeah,
and they hire a new coach in another season or two. It'll be the same old cycle.
Say Dame got married recently. He did. They was clowning him on Twitter. They talking about the only ring he'll ever get. It's messed up, man. He said, "What is wrong with Simmons? He can ball." Yeah, he can. It's mental, man. It's mental. Matter of fact, I'm gonna expound on that. I'm going 24-20 Jags. Let's go Jags, dude. See, this is what I'm talking about with Nesco. Nesco does not believe that. He doesn't. If you hold his
20, he picked the Jags over the Broncos.
He picked the Jags. Listen, he don't believe that. He don't believe that at all. Nesco, you're not fooling me, Nes. I know you don't believe that. Really That's optimism.
He might really believe in Irvin and Trevor Lawrence, man.
He don't believe that, man. He being
Duval, he
optimistic.
might as well say Duval. Duval.
Yeah. Shoot, but Ben Simmons, man, I seen him. They did like a open run with a couple different NBA players, and I think it was like one or two college players, and they're all going against each other. And Ben was jacking up outside shots, and he was hitting.
Oh,
And I'm
well,
like, yo, why can't he do this in games? That means it's mental. It's a
yeah,
mental thing, man. It's not a physical thing. It's mental. Because
I
it's
want,
one thing to shoot and miss. He doesn't even shoot it.
yeah.
He passed it up.
Well, he was passing up layups at the end of that playoff series against Atlanta.
Yeah.
I just think Ben, man, Ben to me is a Timberwolves. He need to go there. Yeah, he can feel free and relaxed in Minneapolis.
Hey, I think, and I was thinking about that, Mr. Reed. I said a change of scenery may be
Yeah.
good for Ben Simmons.
He need to play on a bad team so he won't have all that pressure. Then he can
Yeah.
work on his game.
Yeah.
Lose every night, work on his game, then get ready to go play in a bigger market.
Yeah.
Go Timberwolves. He'll be working with no pressure. Go up there in that Timberwolves. They don't have no TV games, or you won't be on TNT there. So
Right.
let's come back and check back with us in about 3 years.
Right. Right.
And hopefully you have a jump shot.
Hopefully.
I think I'm more upset by Ben Simmons not working on his game each summer. Don't have a jump shot since he entered the league, and they want fans to feel sorry for that.
No.
Send them to Minnesota.
Yeah, like Gilbert Arenas said.
Minnesota.
He said, yeah, like Gilbert Arenas said. He said you could tell the guys that work on their game because it shows up on the court. There's never been a time where a guy diligently worked on his craft and he did not get better at it after working on it.
Exactly. And that
Never happened.
And all that falls on Ben Simmons' shoulders. He got no one else to blame but himself.
Shaq called him out. You heard Shaq called him out. Shaq say if you stop chasing around these IG models and work on your game, you'll be better. Shaq called him out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad he did.
Yeah. It needed to be said. Let's see. Come on, Nesco. Keep hope alive. Duval. Come on, man.
I like to see what he thought about that game anyway. He didn't make the trip to Houston, did he?
No, he ain't go to Houston for that game.
There's a lot of Jaguar fans did, boy. I tell you what.
I saw them. It was a lot of them. I saw them. They posted on the timeline. They went to the stadium. They said, Houston was nice, but the result of the game was that was different. Yeah, that was very, very deflating. Let's see. I seen where LeBron and Anthony Davis are looking to possibly transition and go to the 4 and the 5. You know, they playing the 3 and the 4 now, but going to the 4 and the 5. And I think it's a good thing. I don't know how often they'll play the 4 and the 5, but we already said it on the show multiple times. Anthony Davis at the 5 is a problem. He just doesn't like to play it or doesn't want to play it. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't think he have a problem playing the 5, but he's gonna have to bang with big men, and I don't know if he's gonna want to do that.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like the 5, man.
Yeah,
but I as I said on your show before, man, I really feel that AD. It's time for AD to be the man. It's time for AD not to do everything that LeBron wants and just, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And I just think he got to be the franchise guy. It's time for him to transition into being that guy.
Yeah.
So LeBron always going to be LeBron. And even LeBron, like, he's like telling this guy to be, more assertive.
Yeah,
handle the role as the lead as a number one option.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is. It's like he got to think about it before he accepts
it. Right. Right. So them playing the 4 and the 5, I think that'll change the face of the offense
Yeah.
because they have no issue playing defense. Frank Vogel is a defensive tactician.
Yeah.
But offensively, when now AD has no excuse now too. Also because he said that a report said that he didn't like the way Dennis Schroeder set him up.
Yeah,
He said, yeah. Remember we talked about that. I think was it last week or 2 weeks ago. One of these shows we talked about it. Now you got Rondo back. And now Rondo can put it where you want to put it and, set you up and things like that. Because I look for Rondo to play some pretty good minutes, especially when it comes to the playoffs. Rondo should play about 18 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'd be good for them, man. I think Rondo, I think he'd be good for the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, no, Uncle John, I ain't crazy. Let's go.
What on Duval?
Yeah, he's talking about he ain't crazy.
I like the Gators, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere in the world I would think the Gators are coming upset Alabama on Saturday.
Mm-mm.
Not in a million years.
They ain't got the offensive firepower. Say if LeBron can't win a championship with this super team, you need to retire. And Space Jam 2 sucked. Oh, come on with that. Space Jam 2 was decent. I watched it. I saw it. I liked it. It was a kid's movie, Ness. See, Ness, you all nostalgic thinking about Jordan because he's a Jordan guy. Dude, it's a kid's movie, Ness. It wasn't for you. But I mean, yeah, LeBron and them should win a championship with this team. I think I told you the only team that I think could challenge them is the Nets. And I give Milwaukee. If they face Milwaukee, I give Milwaukee a puncher's chance. I really do.
Don't forget about the Hawks, man.
Trae Young is playing up that heel role to New York, man, because he put the Knicks out. And, he had the drink thrown on him. He had somebody spit on him while he was there. So they really hate Trae Young. So the WWE just did a show in Madison Square Garden. I think it was either early this week or it was last week. I don't know if it was Monday Night Raw. It was one of them. And the one of the wrestlers, he talking on the mic. He got the Knicks jersey on. And he brings out Trae Young. And the crowd goes into an absolute frenzy. And he playing it up. He playing it up, man. So I would like to see the Hawks take that next step next year. Oh, and I can't count out Golden State and Phoenix in the playoffs for the West next year. I think that Phoenix will.
Think they back?
I don't know about necessarily all the way back and challenging for a title. But I think they're going to be better because you're going to get Klay Thompson back. You're going to be better off that alone.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, he's been out for what? This will be his 2 years he's been out?
Yeah. I think it's been 2 years. Yeah. And then I don't know what you're going to do with James Wiseman and what you're going to get from him. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. It's still too early to tell, even though the reports coming out is that it's not looking good, but it's still early.
What are you thinking about trading?
I don't know. I've heard trade rumors, but they've been talking about him.
You got to get him on the floor, man. How is he going to learn by watching?
That's what I said.
They got to get the
That's what I said. He hasn't played enough. They're already ready to give up.
Yep. Yeah. They ain't the championship bound Warriors no more. So, yeah. You got to develop the young players, man. That's a young kid, man. You got to learn.
Yeah, man.
You got to get on the floor. Every time I watch him, he be out there for about a minute or two, and they yank him out the game.
Oh, it's all deadlock. Giants 7, Washington 7.
Yeah, that's something I expected.
Yeah, I expected that too. I expect Washington to win tonight, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Washington football team.
Yeah.
I wonder how many sacks Young got.
Yeah, I wonder, man. That defense for them is really good, and I think even with Fitzpatrick going down, I think they say initially they thought the season, but they say 6 to 8 weeks with a hip. subluxation. I think that's what they call it. But Tyler Heineke can play, man.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, I watched him in that playoff game against Tampa Bay. That kid can play. He's going, he's just a little raw, and he gets he kind of gets like happy feet sometimes, and gets a little too hyped up. And that ball, that's when you can always tell when the quarterback is nervous or he's too hyped up. That ball is like 10 feet in the air when he's throwing.
Yeah.
High. Everything's high.
Everything high, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get it out of him quick.
Oh yeah. So but I think we covered everything. Was there any other topics that you had wanted to bring up?
No, it's just this Jaguar situation, man. It's just, home opener on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
Urban got to get it together, man. That's about it. And this no surprises. Not in the NFL, not going into week 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting season though, man.
It is. Because I think what they say every year you're gonna have almost every year that because we got 14 playoff teams now, not 12, because they added. Yeah. So now usually 6 new teams, half the playoff field it's new every year. So every year, whatever teams went, half those teams ain't going back. You're gonna have all new teams go. So I'm looking to see who those teams are going to be. I think early candidate, Cardinals.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my eye on the Colts, man. I was shocked that they gave up the amount of sacks they gave up Sunday. They gave up like 5 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. The Jaguars might finish second in the conference.
Oh yeah.
Or the Texans.
It's a possibility. The NFC West looks like they could put 4 teams in the playoffs right now, because San Francisco, even though they I think Mostert is hurt already, and Jason Verrett, he's already hurt too as well, so they getting injuries already again, but they look strong. We saw what the Rams did. You seen what the Seahawks did, and you seen what the Cardinals did. So you might be looking at 4 teams from that division going. The only way that doesn't happen is if they don't stay healthy. But overall, man, they look good.
Yeah. That's why they play the game, man. Week 2.
Yep. They say Young hasn't gotten any sacks yet, but he does have a roughing the passer personal foul. They say, was that a fluke with Green Bay? Yeah, I think so. I don't think the Saints are that much better than Green Bay. Green Bay is a good team. That's a good roster. One of Green Bay's biggest issues has been the same issue probably for a better part of a decade. It's defense. It's been an issue for a long time. I mean, when your defense gives up 35.5 points per game in playoff losses over the last 10 years, that's a problem. That's the issue. I remember they were trying to trade for what's the wide receiver that was in Houston? I can't think his name. Came from Notre Dame. Huh?
He's there now.
Is he? No, he's not in Houston. I forgot where he went, because he didn't. I don't remember even seeing him Sunday. I can't think of the receiver's name. He was fast. He's always hurt.
Yeah, that's why he's not there anymore.
Yeah, hold on. That's gonna kill me. Hold on. Let me see. I think it's Will something. I can't remember his name to save my life. Let's see. Will Fuller. There he is. He's at the Dolphins. Will Fuller. They tried to trade for Will Fuller last year, and I can't remember who said it. One of the pundits, it was a defender on ESPN, and he said, "Can Will Fuller stop the run? Like, why are they trading for Will Fuller? You need to be able to stop the run. That's an issue for them."
Yeah.
See, Aaron Rodgers looked like hot garbage. You could tell he didn't play in the preseason. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Timing was off. They were out of sync. Devontae Adams said it best. He said this was a wake-up call. Hey, you got to get it together, man. So it is what it is. But, man, we're going to wrap it up here because I'm about to cook up this salmon, man. I got me some delicious salmon waiting on me.
Food. All right, man.
Oh, man. Hey, I got to, man. I got to. I'm trying to get spelt. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get spelt.
I got to get back to football shape, too, man. Got to stop eating them public chicken wings, though.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's one of the things that helped me tremendously was when I started cooking. Yeah. And now that I've started cooking, I've done it so much to the point where now it's every now and again I'll get a decent meal when I go buy it. But for the most part, it's unsatisfying when I eat out, especially fast food. Now, restaurant type food, it's a little better quality food or whatever. But when it comes to fast food, it's rare I'm ever satisfied after I buy some fast food, man.
Make a trip to Jenkins, man.
Man, I ain't been to Jenkins. It's been a long time, man.
It's been a long time, man.
It's been a long time, man. I ain't really a big fan of mustard based anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you know use your credit card. You don't have to pay cash only.
He say you don't like Publix chicken wings, Ness? What?
I eat too much of them.
Yeah, man. Especially when they came up with the non-breaded and the hot non-breaded.
The non-breaded, yeah.
Non-breaded hot.
They done went up on the price. I used to come back here from New Orleans. I say, boy, it must be a Jacksonville dream. They had them public wings, and you can watch football on Sunday and eat a bucket full of wings, man.
Yeah, and it was like $9, right? How much is it now?
It was
like $13.
Yeah, it was a little over $9 back, like 09 and 10.
Yeah.
Now they like they like $13.85 or something like that. And the one on Normandy, man, I went there to one off of Normandy, and they had some without I thought they only made hot and spicy. They had a box of, they talking about plain. I said, man, I ain't eat no plain wings.
Plain?
Yeah, plain.
Plain?
They ain't got hot and spicy, man. No, sir. I make my own.
Yeah, man.
And it's hard to find chicken wings anywhere now.
Oh, yeah, the shortage. I thought it was, I went to a pizza place and I ordered some wings and dude said, yeah, we have no wings. I said, what? How y'all ain't got no wings? And the guy said, oh, it's a chicken wing shortage. I said, really? And my sister's like, yeah, Brandon, you ain't seen the news? I was like, nah, man, I don't watch the news like that. She's like, that's real, Brandon. It's a chicken wing shortage. I was livid.
Me too, man. Like Wingstop sell thighs, man.
Oh, man.
I ain't eating no thighs if I gotta go pay for it. I make my own and put them on the grill.
Right.
But like Ernesto, man, the Jenkins is the bomb. Boy, I ain't been there in about 2-3 months.
Yeah.
I have to drive by there, man. They always have a line out, especially Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah, man. That's
Jenkins did it their way, man. They finally got a drive through that you ain't got to drive up to the window.
Oh man, I ain't know that. I might have to go test that out.
They just like McDonald's. You talk into the thing there now. You ain't got to go all the way up to the window and ask for your order, man.
Oh man, all right.
At least the one on Union. On the one on Union and what is that? Pearl and Union.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell them. Well, when I go there, I'm saying, "Welcome to the 21st century, Jenkins."
Yeah, well, they went to the 21st century when they had to stop cash only.
Right. Hey, let's say, and they got wings.
Oh Lord, they got wings. Oh Lord, they done expanded the menu now. I ain't even know that.
Yeah.
And I added some items on to the menu. I just thought it was you get that rib sandwich and that was it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, get the what's it? The half chicken, or you get the rib sandwich. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. That's what I thought you got. Yeah, I ain't know that.
21st century, Jesus.
Yeah, man. All right, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Another show today. This was therapeutic once again. Needed to get it out. It's been this week has been slow. I don't know what it is. This week has like been very, very slow.
Yeah. It can't go soon enough.
Right. I'm ready for the weekend already, man. I'm ready for the weekend already. They say to my it's called a snack pack, 6 wings and bread. I ain't mad at it.
I might have to check that out this weekend. Snack pack.
Yeah, snack pack. Oh man, we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, I might have to run by that after me and my sis hang out. We go out and I don't do a whole lot for my birthday, but I go out and hang out a little bit. I'd rather have something at the house, have my people cook, have my mom, she can cook, do something like that, instead of going out. But I might have to try that this weekend myself. We'll see.
Happy birthday to you this week, man. You're still a young fella.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's my Jesus year. I'm 33.
33.
Yeah. I said, dude, I heard dude say that. And I said, Jesus year. And he's like, yeah, Jesus lived to be 33. I said, oh, yeah, that's right.
33.
Yeah, man. So I will say this though before we go. My 30s already, and just in these 3 short years, has outpaced my 20s. I mean, by a mile, man. The things I've accomplished so far, just from personal to professional. I mean, it's been a whirlwind, man. It's gone by so fast that I can't even believe it's been 3 years since I've started this and really got serious about doing this, man. So, man, I'm excited for the future to see what comes.
Yes, sir. Keep doing what you're doing, my man. And enjoy them years, man. Like, if you 33, boy, 40 would be there. Then 50.
I know, right?
Yeah, man, boy, these years go by quick, man. Especially once you get past that 30 threshold.
Man,
working out, boy, kids. Take a week to recover.
Right.
Play flag football, take 2 weeks to recover, man.
Right. Before I could operate off 3-4 hours of sleep. Now, shoot, man, if I don't get at least 6 hours of sleep 2 consecutive days, I'm done the 3rd day. It's a wrap. I'm a zombie. I'm a walking zombie.
Yeah, that's what I need. I just need 2 rest days back to back.
Right.
Boy. Yeah, man, I'm still tired from Houston.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sure. Say happy birthday, Brady. Still in your dirty 30s. Yeah, still in them dirty 30s. He laughing at you. Say, Uncle John, stop it.
Yeah, when you get in your 40s, you still think you're 20, man. You start playing that game. You go to the park and play 21 and take 2 weeks to recover, boy.
Man, yeah, you're right. You're right, because my stepdad, my mom's ex-husband, my brother's dad, my little brother, he had to be like maybe 8 or 9 at the time. He just started really getting into sports like that, playing basketball, playing football and stuff like that. And so his dad took it upon himself to go play basketball with him. And my brother crossed him up and he turned the ankle. He had to walk with a cane for about 2 weeks, man. And I think he was in his 40s. I say, my mama roasted him up. He's talking about, you ain't young no more. You out there trying to run around with these boys and then twisted your ankle.
Yeah, that's when you hit your 40s, man.
Yeah, take you forever to recover, man.
Yeah.
You say every day I wake up, my body reminds me that I'm 48. Yeah. I'm sure, man. I'm sure. But hey, you waking up though.
Yeah, this even hurt me when I'm walking. Walk a couple of blocks and you feel it, boy.
Yeah.
Old age, boy. That's a guarantee, boy.
Yeah. As my grandmother used to say, keep living. Keep living.
Yeah. And I got a treadmill, man. I tell you what, boy. That treadmill, like, boy, it look back
Mhm.
at you.
Yeah, it do. It do. Especially if it's just sitting there collecting dust. Oh yeah, it's gonna stare at you.
You really spent the money on this and you're not using it?
Yeah. 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 That's like a cousin of mine. She had, I think it's an elliptical. And it was like, I was like, I remember having to move into the third floor of her apartments. And I mean, that thing was heavy. And I'm like, what are you going to do with this elliptical? Hey, you ain't going to do that. You ain't going to be working out on this thing. And her boyfriend, who's a husband now, he's like, no, she ain't going to do nothing but turn into a coat rack.
Yeah, I be saying, man, yeah, okay. I feel like I'm about to work out, and I said, no, well, I don't want to get tired out for work. So I get on it in the morning. I got time in the morning to get on it in the morning come, man. I said, but I get back on it in the evening. Evening come, you too tired from work. I said, Lord, I done gave up, man.
Oh, man. That's funny.
That's old age, man.
That's how it be. That's exactly how it is. That's how it is. I mean, dude, I got an alarm set. I kid you not. I have an alarm set to go off around 10 o'clock every night, and it reminds me to do push-ups and crunches. Don't ask me how many times I've actually done them.
That's something I did in my 20s, boy. Yeah, I won't even get up, and you have me doing 20 push-ups, I'd be late for work, man. I couldn't even open up the door to my car. If I had to do that every morning, I can't. When you get older, man, you can't look forward to doing no 20 push-ups every day, you know, or at night while you're watching TV. Get you a bowl of ice cream.
Oh, hey, you sound like a guy I watched Coach Greg Adams. He's talking about it because he's a fitness instructor, personal trainer, and he was talking about it. He said, yeah, man. He said, I'm not as in shape as I was, you know, because he's 45, as I was in my late 30s. He said, but you know, I'm still in good shape, you know, still looking good, skin looking good. He said, just don't ask me to run nowhere. Can't do it.
Yeah. That's why when you're older, man, you get to the walking workout, not the running workout. You have to walk on the treadmill, not run. Your hips start hurting. Once your hips start hurting, they don't stop.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back with another live stream. I think Saturday. Yeah, me and Sean get it worked out Saturday. Gonna do a show Saturday. May have some more collaborations coming. Got a young man. Well, I call him a young man. I think he's my age or older. But it's called Duval Bandit, and he's an IT computer guy. He want to do like sports show or whatever, and so he asked me to come on with him and do like a collab and stuff. So we're gonna do that coming up because he want to do like right after the games end Sunday night, do it, or maybe Monday sometime. So look into that, doing that, and he just getting started up. So hey, I have no problem helping out, man, because I mean, from guys like you to Sean Taylor, Mr. Leander, Palmer, I mean, guys who you guys have been so good to me. You helped me out, seemingly going off of nothing. You helped me out based off of nothing. Like, you know, I didn't put any necessary skin in the game or had to go through any rigorous stuff or whatever. No, you guys was just like, yeah, Brandon, no problem. I'll help you out. And I was like, man.
Follow the dream, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But hey, as my grandma used to say, favor ain't fair, baby. Favor ain't fair. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. But we will be back next week, man. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later, man. Peace out.
Peace out.